So anyway, but come back to the car thing that I was talking about. Yeah, if they can make it till February,
then
they will be fine. They will be fine. I think I was talking about something after that, but
yeah,
I kind of lost it. Brain freeze. It happens.
You know,
when I was saying hi to Brody, I kind of forgot what I had been talking about. It happens.
You know, I was doing a little mental math on this, and I was thinking about, because what the car industries are asking for is basically a $25 billion loan, which they'll get.
Yeah, they want a bridge loan.
Right.
But they're not saying that they want a bailout. They're saying a bridge loan.
Okay. Now they're saying...
Well, this isn't the first time it's happened. Back in the 70s, Lee Iacocca got a bailout, I believe in 71, 72, from the American government. And it's just... I remember what I was talking about. I was talking about the President of the United States makes $400,000 a year. Okay? Now, if the American government, meaning all of the taxpayers of the American people, all people who pay taxes, basically, when the American government does anything, that's the taxpayers. That's all of America. They represent the people. We, the people. Okay? It's written right on the friggin' documents, people. We, the people. Okay? So the President of the United States makes $400,000 a year. So if the government's going to bail out these things, should any CEO of any of these companies that gets a bailout or even a bridge loan until it's paid back from the American government, the American people, should they be making more, these CEOs, than the President of the United States?
Oh, probably not. But I mean, let's face it. I mean,
let's face it. What?
That's such a minor expense for what they're looking at right now compared to all that. I mean, it is an issue, and it's a political issue.
But it's the principle.
I agree.
And principle still matters.
Well,
I mean, who's with me here? Who agrees? Green thumbs if you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, red thumbs down. But who thinks the principle matters? That how much these CEOs are making, if the American people are going to bail them out, that is bullshit. That they should be making more than the President of the United States. Meanwhile, yeah, it's logic. It makes sense. Nobody wants that. Heaven forbid anyone should make sense. Because the whole freaking system would collapse, as George Carlin used to say, and that skit he used to do about it. People, how's it go? The George Carlin skit, people like to be lied to. They do. They want to be lied to. They want their bullshit right up close where they can have a good sniff. Because if people knew the truth, the whole fucking system would collapse. So that was I'm not sure his exact quote, but more or less paraphrasing a skit that George Carlin used to do. And it's true. It's true. That's what made George Carlin a very funny man, is because what he said was true. All right, well, let's move right along here, and
Can I actually get my thought in at some point that you've interrupted twice?
Oh, okay. Well, it's my show, but go ahead.
Well, no, the point was there has been, they're asking for a $25 billion bridge loan, which even if let's say they never paid it back,
right?
That's $25 billion. It's a lot of money, granted. Now, they're also saying that the American automotive industry, if it all collapses, you're looking at the loss of about 3 million jobs. So 3 million jobs.
So 200,000 in the United States alone.
No, 3 million.
No, well.
They're talking the loss of 3 million American jobs if the entire
American
American
I'm just talking about the car
collapsed.
companies themselves. Will be about 200,000 skilled workers within the car industry.
No, it's higher than that. But anyway, the talk I've heard...
Well, that's what they said on MSNBC. So I guess they might be suspect.
I beg
it is
to differ.
MSNBC.
Okay.
Okay.
I beg to differ. Well, the discussion has been. So if you throw 3 million people or 3 million jobs for $25 billion, that works out to about...
Just the unemployment insurance alone would probably be more than $25 billion.
Exactly. You're talking about $8,000 per person at 3 million, if you assume 3 million jobs affected.
For 6 months, you get unemployment.
Yeah, exactly. You think the average unemployment check is going to be more than $8,000 over it? Any other, time off, loss, welfare, job retraining, any job creation you try to put in place to put these guys? I mean, 25 bill is basically, even if it never gets paid back, but the car companies survive, it's made money at the end. It's a net increase to the bottom because that 25 bill out now is a hell of a lot cheaper than what it's going to cost you if the whole industry goes down the tubes.
I totally agree with Fraught on this one too, Brody. I'm of a consensus, which is basically Fraught agrees with what I'm saying, that if they're going to do this on the American people's dime. There's no way these CEOs should be making this kind of money.
I absolutely
They should
agree
not
with
be
that.
making
Yep.
more that they shouldn't even be making as much as the president of the United States.
Yeah, if you can't run the company and you need our help to help you get it through, well then
Well, the thing
let's
is,
take a pay cut,
don't you think
buckwheat.
that all the bums should get thrown out? Bring in new people who are qualified to do the job? I mean, these guys are just all greedy. I mean, it's like when remember last week, or was it last week or the week before, when the 20 strongest economies in the world, they all got together for a meeting.
Yeah, it was last weekend.
Yeah, and all got together for a meeting and to talk about the pending. George Bush even said at the time, "This is so bad that it could end up being greater than the Great Depression. Worse. In other words, the Great Depression."
Yeah, the way he.
Meanwhile, do you know what the average? They were drinking $500 bottle of champagne. That's the champagne, which is actually kind of cheap, admittedly, for them. But still, the bottle of champagne that they were drinking was $500 a bottle. And they're going, "Wow, this really sucks. What can we do for the people?" No, they're saying, "What can we do for our friends?"
We'll cut down on the caviar. It won't be the beluga
Yeah.
this time. It'll only be the sturgeon.
Yeah, but what we will put up with is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
But I think that the sad part is that so many people.
This is why the Second Amendment exists.
Yeah, but there's so many people out there that are of that mindset that I'll accept the CEO making a ridiculous amount of money as long as I keep making my job.
Yeah.
And that but how many other people get to keep their job if he cuts it down a little?
Yeah, well, who do you think loses their jobs first? First would be consultants and contractors. Then after that, it's your middle management.
Yep.
And then your workers, and then your upper management, you definitely wean it down.
Not as much as they should.
Not as much as they should. But middle management gone.
Oh,
Don't really
absolutely.
need middle management. No. Upper management, workers. So then again, we see the divide of, there's been a lot of talk in this past election about distribution of wealth. And it's just the divide between the haves and the have-nots is just growing exponentially it's quantum leaping at the rate it's going.
And that's the downside, because all these guys that are these CEOs, I mean, yeah, they want to save the company because they don't want to be known as a CEO that had the company failed. But at the end of the day, they really can't care that much, because as long as they've had 1 year in the job, they're set. If it goes down the tubes, it's not like I got to go find another job. I mean, it'll suck that people will remember me for costing this company its livelihood, but hey, I'll just head back to Palm Beach and lick my wounds on the tennis court and chase supermodels.
Well, yeah, even if these guys lost everything, like, I don't know, if we lost everything, it would be dire straits, right? We would probably have to seek help from the government or whatever if we were to lose everything, at least for a month or two, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
Well, we could probably stretch through it, but not for very long, for a couple of months, maybe. But these guys, when they lose everything, means they have to just live in the $3 million house instead of the $67 million house.
Might have to sell off one of the chalets in Aspen or something,
Yeah, it's like their idea of being
downsize the
ruined
yacht.
and our idea of being ruined. Two different things.
Yeah.
Well, at least I think. I mean, I don't know. Ask Ted Stevens.
His idea of being ruined. Well, even at his idea of being ruined, now he's going to prison.
We don't know if he's going to go to prison. He's out on appeal right now.
Does he have to give back the porch? All the stuff that he got.
Well, I would
illegally.
think that the house. He was found guilty of every single count. So one would say, like drugs or something, if you get a house through illegal means or something, the government takes it, right? I mean, they impound it. They can impound your house, your car, your boat.
Yeah, but
They
all
do
know.
it to drug dealers under RICO all the time, and he was found guilty of this. And basically, what's at the center of the issue is the house. So yeah, the government should totally take his house.
But you know something? They're not going to, because no politician wants to set the precedent if they have any
Of taking
chance.
other politicians' houses?
Yeah, that's all. There is a little bit of that. We look after our own. That's why the whole presidential pardon system is in place. That's why that's such a difficulty dealing with ethics reform. in government, because everybody knows one of those people who's kind of skirting it a little at least, but they're a friend, they're powerful, they've been a help, and you don't want to piss the guy off, and that